I bought my Triumph Sprint in the summer of 2024 and I like it very much. The bike handles well and is surprisingly comfortable. The engine is smooth, relatively powerful, and has a unique sound. However, the stock exhaust is far too quiet. Here is a picture of the stock exhaust for a Triumph Sprint. It's big enough for a small car. I originally performed the most common exhaust modification, which entails cutting the muffler open, removing the baffles, and some fiberglass. This made a difference and the bike was slightly louder, but still far too quiet. My desired noise level was medium plus, loud enough so you can hear plenty of engine, but not loud enough to be obnoxious. I didn't want to spend $1,000 on a Trident exhaust, and I didn't like the sound of other slip-on offerings like the Delcovic muffler. I also wanted to keep the distinctive tri-tip look of the factory muffler. I decided that the best route for my project was to make something myself. I cut my muffler in half and used the rear section as my workpiece. Here we see the inside of the muffler section that I will be using. It is full of fiberglass packing, and I thought this would make the bike too quiet. So I removed some of the packing by cutting out the steel mesh. I cleaned up any jagged edges and tack welded the mesh to the skin of the muffler to prevent rattling. I am now beginning reassembly. I have a sheet of comparable stainless steel that I will be welding to the back of the piece. This will create the backing plate for the muffler where the inlet pipe will go. After some test runs on my welder, I got the settings close enough for a string of tacks around the perimeter of the piece. Here I trimmed the sheet so it roughly matches the muffler body. I then ran a bead around the rim of the piece. At this point, I handed the part off to my friend Peter, who welds exhausts often, so he could do a good job. If you're a skilled welder, this part of the process is doable, but I am a new welder, so I would not have done a good job. I wanted the modified muffler to fit into the original slip joint on the midpipe, so I cut the connecting piece off the discarded section of the muffler. Here's a picture of the new muffler, almost finished. I drilled a 2-inch hole in the new backing plate with a hole saw bit. Then I installed a 2-inch diameter exhaust pipe in that hole with a 1/2-inch deep recess. I welded the new pipe into the backing plate. There was a gap between the slip joint piece and the exhaust pipe because they are a different size. I filled the gap and set the joint at the correct angle so the piece would fit properly on the bike. We will now listen to some audio clips of the finished product. The first video is a warm start followed by revving the bike. The next clips are 2 flybys at around 5,000 RPM, and the last one is a 7,000 RPM flyby near the top of second gear. This modification was a cost-effective method to increase sound, performance, and enjoyability of the motorcycle. These bikes have a fantastic triple-cylinder engine with a unique tone, and they deserve to be heard.